A new and deeply troubling incident has once again raised serious questions about public safety on the streets of London. This time, a woman was assaulted in broad daylight while traveling on a city bus. The attack, which has sparked outrage on social media and among regular public transport users, took place without warning and in full view of stunned passengers. The alleged perpetrator has been identified as a migrant, reigniting an increasingly tense debate over the UK's immigration policies and their direct impact on everyday life. Unfortunately, incidents like this are becoming an all too familiar part of daily life in the British capital. In today's climate, many London residents say they no longer feel safe leaving their homes, let alone using public transport. Under the leadership of Mayor Sadiq Khan, the city appears to have undergone a worrying transformation. What was once a global symbol of urban stability, safety, and civic pride is now facing a crisis that disproportionately affects its most vulnerable citizens, women, the elderly, and those who rely on public services to get around. London, once a beacon of modernity, order, and community, has, according to numerous reports and eyewitness accounts, become a place where fear has embedded itself in daily routines. Crime statistics continue to climb, with new acts of violence reported week after week, many of them committed in public spaces and in broad daylight. What makes this situation particularly alarming is not only the frequency of such incidents, but also the profile of the victims, ordinary women simply trying to get to work, return home, or carry out their daily lives. Beyond the severity of the assault itself, what makes this situation even more concerning is the complete lack of response from those in positions of power. London Mayor Sadiq Khan, tasked with ensuring the safety of the city's residents, has faced intense criticism for his apparent inaction. Despite a steady rise in crime, repeated warnings from various organizations, and countless public appeals for decisive measures, the official response has been practically non-existent. The current administration seems more focused on pushing ideological agendas, such as political correctness and open immigration, than on addressing the urgent safety concerns of everyday Londoners. This approach has left a void that, according to many critics, is now being filled by fear, lawlessness, and public mistrust. Meanwhile, the prevailing sense is that those in authority would rather avoid acknowledging the issue, fearing political backlash. But this inaction carries a steep cost, one that is being paid in real terms by thousands of people in their daily lives. Women, in particular, are bearing the brunt of this crisis. They face a double burden, fulfilling their everyday responsibilities while remaining constantly alert, altering their schedules, choosing different routes, even adjusting their clothing in an attempt to reduce risk. Something as basic as taking a bus has become a source of constant anxiety. And that is not fair. It is not normal, nor should it be accepted as a feature of modern urban life. In light of this reality, it is only reasonable to ask, where are the policies that are supposed to protect victims? Where is the political will to confront the growing wave of violence affecting the city? Women are not asking for special treatment. They are demanding basic guarantees, the right to move freely and safely. What is needed is leadership that places their well-being at the heart of public policy. Authorities must listen, act, and take responsibility for protecting those who live, work, and travel in this city. Instead, the message that is resonating with the public is deeply disturbing. In Sadiq Khan's London, criminals walk freely while law-abiding citizens, especially women, must adapt to an environment that feels increasingly hostile. The social contract that once upheld mutual respect and safety is fraying, and with it, public trust in political leadership is being eroded. The incident we're discussing today is just one in a long list of similar cases. And that is precisely what makes it so alarming. It is no longer an isolated event. The question that many are now asking is both simple and urgent. How many more cases like this need to happen before those in power admit their strategies have failed? The evidence is overwhelming. A lack of concrete action has led to real, visible, and painful consequences for thousands of people. Returning to the specific incident in question, during the attack on the bus, one female passenger took it upon herself to record what was happening on her phone. In the video, she can be heard saying she will report the assailant to the police. As tensions escalated, she repeatedly demanded that the man leave the bus. Clearly shaken but resolute, she stood her ground, issuing the command firmly and without hesitation. Eventually, the man disembarked. At that point, the woman issued a curt and assertive goodbye. Moments later, Following what appeared to be a final act of provocation or aggression, she reacted with alarm, shouting, "Don't do that." The entire sequence offers a raw depiction of what can happen when the basic rules of safety and respect in public spaces break down. What took place on that bus is more than just an anecdote. It's a snapshot of a city that has lost control of its streets. It serves as a warning of what can unfold when the risks are downplayed, when rhetoric is placed above action, and when we forget that behind every statistic is a real person, with a name, a face, and a story, often one marked permanently by traumatic experiences like this. As a society, we cannot allow these incidents to become normalized. We cannot remain silent while the safety of our streets, our neighborhoods, and our public services steadily declines. The time has come to demand accountability, consistency, and tangible results. Because everyone, without exception, deserves to live in a city where we can walk, travel, and coexist without fear. If this case has moved you or you're concerned about what's happening in our streets, don't stay silent. Share this content and help raise awareness of the reality we're facing. What do you think? We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel to stay informed with more in-depth analysis like this. We'll see you in the next video.